5D Mark II, does it still hold up 12 years later? So this is going to be a small review 12 years later about that camera. The answer is yes and no. A few quick specs about this machine. Let's put that on that side. 21 megapixel, full frame, 1 card slot, total of 3 frames per second. Big back screen, very useful. Actually, while doing my tests, I was actually very surprised to see that it's very bright. Even under the sun, no problem, the pictures were flawless. Total of 9 focus points, all in the center, and the first DSLR to have full HD. So a quick history about the 5D brand or Trinity. Oh, no, there's 4 now, maybe a 5th soon. First one, I think it was a test. I mean, 12 megapixel in 2005, more than enough for everyone. $3,300 US dollars. It was the first affordable DSLR full frame. If you wanted the same thing, you had to spend double that. So show me the money. This one, 5D Mark II, 21 megapixel with the full HD. First time for DSLR. 5D Mark III, there was not a big bump in megapixel, 22, and that was released in 2012, but it has the autofocus of the big brother. 5D Mark IV, 30 megapixel in 2016, and has the dual autofocus. But do actually people use video mode on that camera? There's a few times or exception where you can't have your big rig in a corner or you're out of space. For example, Marvel The Avengers used this camera in some scenes, not the whole movie, of course. So yeah, pros actually used it, experiment with it. Sometimes it was only for B-roll. Basically, it's a tool, right? If you like your screwdriver, you can buy another screwdriver and like it even more. Maybe different type of screwdrivers. That was not a good example. Whoa, that B-roll is dusty. I haven't used the camera in a year, at least. Let's clean that up and do another thing. This is Alex and we're in the forest. Totally. I actually want to test if 5D Mark II will still hold up against new technology. So let's check out some pictures. And we're gonna compare with, my phone is not here. I'll be back. Where are you, phone? Supposed to be with me with all time, always. Hey! Okay, so we're gonna compare it to this is the PocoPhone F1, released 2 years ago, more or less. Basically, the components are the same than the Pixel 3. So I've installed the G Photo app on it. So it's doing exactly the same thing night sight, for example, can do. So we're gonna test the 5D Mark II. Sometime in manual, sometime in automatic. And we're going to test the PocoPhone with the native photo app and with the night sight of Google. Let's compare. First picture. So this is the night sight of Google, just like the Pixel 3. I'm just going to say night sight for now on. And yeah, there's a few things that happen here. First of all, the sky. I think there's a little bit of saturation in that picture. A little bit too much maybe. But basically, you can see clearly what's happening, so that's fine. This is the PocoPhone picture, so in full automatic. You can also clearly see what's happening there. The sky is blown out, but it was pretty, the sky was blown out, even with your eyes, so maybe there was a little bit of clouds, but that's it. And there was no sun, if I remember correctly. All right, so let's start with the 5D Mark II automatic. It actually chose the focus point. I'm pretty glad it chose the 3 because that's what I wanted. And let's see manual. So this is my manual focus. I used the focus point that was to the right. Just look at those pictures. They are pretty awesome with all that blur in the background and it's so beautiful. Love it. And here's where the phone is trying to do everything, right? So this is with the night vision mode. You can clearly see he's trying to save the sky, putting the saturation on top, and the blur effect, of course, because it's such a small sensor, it will look like that, like exactly like that. And I'm pretty sure that the camera PocoPhone will actually be more or less the same. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's pretty much the same, except there's less contrast a little bit. So the night vision mode really adds a lot of contrast from what I see. Of course, we had to do a picture of puddle. A puddle! All right. Every time there's a YouTuber, he has to try something with a puddle, right? Especially in the camera division. This is an automatic actually. Focus on the branch there and you see the reflection. Pretty cool actually. Nothing too amazing. And this is actually, I think I shot that in manual. Yes, I did. Obviously the lens on that, when I took the pictures, can go in the water. It's useful to have this big lens. So it's heavy, sure, but you can actually put half the lens in the water and have the lens out of the water, and I just did that out of the blue. The camera itself can resist to rain, but not officially to water. The machine was a little bit in the water, but not that much, so it should be okay and still work. That's something that would be very harder to do with a phone, since you would have to calculate half the lens of the phone in the water and underwater. And sure thing is, I did not do that with the phone. I'm too scared of losing it. Here's a few pictures that I took with the phone, but it's just so different, obviously by result, because the composition is not the same. So different tools for different jobs. If you want to go underwater, have a case, either for your phone or for your camera, or have something that can go underwater, like some phones can go underwater. Maybe I'll ask a friend if she wants me to post the video that I did of her underwater with my older phone. So I do not endorse that product, but I really like it. So this is actually the pictures with the 5D Mark II. Yeah, that's in auto mode. The ray of light picture. Obviously in automatic, every machine is going to try to be the bright. And this is the manual one that I took. I wanted to have more darkness and see more the shadow of the bottle, and that worked. And this is with the night vision. Very, very sharpened. Very, very sharpened. When you look at the other pictures, you see that the background is actually blurry. And when you look with the phone, it's not the same thing, right? The phone will tend to show you everything equal. Same thing with the PocoPhone. So this is an example automatic. This is total darkness, right? How total darkness? Total darkness like this. So you don't really see anything. Yeah, the thing is, you have to hold, right? There's no stabilization in there. So you need to hold that for a second, more or less, without moving. That's hard. That's really hard. Hey, I tried. 1, 2, 3... But then boom, I got this. I was pretty amazed myself because usually I kind of have a shaky hand a little bit. And yeah, I was very surprised to actually have a picture that was not shaky. But maybe I took 20 pictures, but the result is there. Okay, I did it. That's cool. And this is me in manual. This is the original pictures. You could boost the brightness, you could do everything after that in post, but that's pretty good actually for manual. That was not a 1 second picture, maybe more like a quarter or an eighth. One thing about the focusing in the darkness with that machine, that's impossible. You need some kind of assist. I had just to do a test, I just put a flash on the hot shoe, and with the assist beams, it nailed it just right away. But without the light or without the assist beam, forget it, it would hunt forever and not even focus on nothing, because it is total darkness. For this machine, this is too much. For the Mark III or Mark IV, maybe better. And the phone also could focus on the bottle. More on that later. So this is an example of the night vision from Google, which is pretty amazing. So this is still total darkness. I had to change a bottle of place, but it's still total darkness, and it's actually not too bad. Not for publicity, right? But if you want to document something and you're in total darkness, use the night vision mode and you'll be able to document whatever you're doing. And it worked great. So this is a picture with the PocoPhone and the app that is native to the phone. And as you can see, that's way too much for him. Of course, you can activate the flash if you want, but the goal was to compare sensor to sensor or technology to technology. And the PocoPhone also has a night vision, but it's hell. So you can see that Google is really advanced in that field. But what about vlogging? Can it vlog? Let's check it out. So obviously this is not the camera to vlog. No stabilization, and I'm gonna make you hear the sound out of the microphone included inside the Canon 5D Mark II. Yeah, that's gonna sound really weird. As for right now, I'm recording myself on the mic, And yeah, that's pretty much way better. That's probably why Rivière, when he did a video on this camera, oh my god, my hand is so much shaking. I can see the lens move like crazy. This is not that heavy, but it is heavy. So let's stop that and let's try that with the telephone. So this is right now pretty well stabilized actually. Or is it because it's so light that I don't shake that much? Because between this and this, wow, there's a world of difference in weight. So right now I'm recording myself on the microphone on the phone. So this is what it sounds like. I don't know if you can hear the birds. They kind of have the same holes, right? For the audio, there's 3 small holes in here for the audio, and I think that's one of what is on that phone too. So, and I think my finger was on it. But hey, we try, we learn every day. Or I forgot, we need to do the frame per second test. That's the fastest it can go. And it's writing RAW plus JPEGs right now. Now, overall, should you buy this? Well, first of all, it's actually hard to find. It is 12 years old. It served me well when I began. Right now, of course, it's on a shelf as a souvenir maybe. If you have one, you can give it to someone else who wants to start and he's gonna be able to try it out. You don't have to give him the best of the best lens. As a professional tool, of course, no, sorry. That's for amateur right now. 12 years later, it's for amateur. What about you want to try out a camera? I would maybe say go rent a more recent camera, because this one, it's very hard to find for real. They sell it more or less for $500 to $1,000, depending on what's on it or what accessories or what lens. And also the mount is changing, right? Canon has mirrorless cameras now, and all other vendors also have mirrorless. So they're all changing the mount here. Yeah, sure, you can put an adapter, but your best goal is to go with new technology right now, especially when the mount is changing, because the support for everything else will gradually go away. I would say it was a nice trip, but now it's time to retire. Take care, guys. And if you like the video, subscribe for more content like this. Ciao. Today's video was going to check out, does the 5D Mark II, I need to wait for cars. Did you hear that car? Hey, what's up? My name is Alex and we're going to talk about the 5D Mark IV today. That's the 2.